We be live. Hello, Durud and Shalom. My name is Armin Navabi.
And I'm Ali Sawani. We are your Iran experts. Today, we have a really good program for you. And if you didn't listen to our yesterday's episode where we interviewed a FDD expert, the United Kingdom's ambassador to Yemen, and has worked for years in the United Nations countering terrorism and Al-Qaeda, Taliban, and others, I would highly recommend checking that out. Today, we are going to be bringing you some very important updates and some trains of thought. We will be beginning with the fact that the Islamic Republic has now deployed forces throughout the country of Iran, the entire nation. Special forces, the Basij, the suppressive forces are now patrolling the streets in most major cities. The military is gearing up and they are sending tanks to the southern border in preparation for any potential land invasion of the Islamic Republic, as well as the gas situation that has gotten truly out of hand. I have never seen the supporters of the Islamic Republic, that dwindling 5% base, this angry before. After we discuss that, the Russia situation, where you guys might have heard the CIA director traveled to Moscow with a big show and entourage, actually has more ties to the Islamic Republic than you may think. And as always, we have the Alligram section and other clips and miscellaneous stuff to show you about the Middle East. So, the first and foremost, most important piece of information here is why would the Islamic Republic need to deploy special forces across the country? As we've been showing you, the gas shortage is getting so severe, and the theft and corruption is finally reaching even the regime supporters, and they are not having it anymore. We'll show you some clips later about the regime supporters and what they're singing out in on the streets, but Armin, the regime supporters, they came out last night and they were singing "Hey Dad, Hey Dad," as they usually do, but I've actually never seen them that angry before and complaining about the prices of things. I feel like these people just come out for money. And if you even paid these people enough money tomorrow, instead of singing "Hey Dad," they might sing "Jobi Cho." They might say "Long live the king." Some of them. I really don't doubt it. But do you think it's because the money's running out that they're becoming angry? I mean, these people have led luxurious lives stealing the money of the Iranian people, and maybe they're not getting it anymore. What do you think?
For so many years, Ali, we have been wondering this question, us Iranians, and we have disagreements and debate about this. These Haydar jihadi people, are they more ideological, or is this about money? Because for years they pretended that they don't give a crap about worldly affairs, and they're doing this for the revolution, for Islam, and for the coming of the Mahdi, and they are so resilient and willing to suffer and even die and bleed for this cause. But many times in our Iranian circles, the anti-regime people have been debating, are these people that ideological? Because we see when they come out, they're getting paid, they're getting food, they're getting this and that, and they're getting so many, the regime takes care of them. And we're wondering, maybe it's not really ideological. Maybe it's, they're not that much different from the rest of the people who are just, doing things for, worldly affairs. And this is actually the true color. So now maybe that they're running out, maybe now that they're running out in two ways. Okay, one, maybe they're not getting paid as much as before. Two, maybe they can't afford things because things are getting expensive back at home. Maybe now we're saying what they really care about.
I think it's pretty apparent now.
Yeah.
Guys, this is very, very important. And this is the topic of all Iranian analysts right now, whether you're a regime supporter or you're opposition like us. You know what this does? It creates a situation where you, as a foreign agent, can go in, give money to a starved gangster mafia supporter like this gentleman on the street here, this piece of garbage. They're just in it for the money. Give him a few $1,000s when the economy is exploding, when no one has money. Give him tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. I don't care. Get the information and the locations of people you weren't able to previously get because these guys had it good, but now you can buy them, you can turn them. And what that does is it creates an atmosphere of mistrust, fuels more division within the Islamic Republic supporters, perhaps even make some of them not show up because they believe some of their brethren, their brothers, are now turned into Zionist agents, and it makes the people's job easier at the end of the day. This has been our target all along, hasn't it? Ever since we started, we knew that as long as that 5%, these people on the street, stop showing up, we have an immense chance of overthrowing the Islamic Republic the next time we come out. So, Armin, it's getting way worse with the gas situation. In fact, guys, so if you know, there are about 4 million gallons of gas short a day, or about 20 million liters in Iran. And what that's resulting in are that you can't go to gas stations and pile up and get any sort of gas. So every gas station you go up to, you'll find lines like this. And once you show up into the front of it, you will find out that there is no gas left. So everyone's complaining about this. And I know you studied economics, Armin. How big of an issue is this really? How crippling is it for a city or a country when you just straight up run out of gas?
I mean, energy, fuel is the blood of the society. Nothing runs, nothing moves. It's not just about cars and trains and planes. Everything runs on energy. Your milk, your education, your hospital, everything you consume, there was energy consumed to get that to you, and that energy needs to come from somewhere. So when you don't have a way to provide, to supply that energy, everything stops. Things don't move. The economy collapses.
Correct. And so, in anticipation of the people coming out, they've deployed security forces. And actually, to a large extent, members of the military as well are told to post up in certain cities and certain locations, namely the town squares, the city centers, and so forth. Now, that's nothing unusual because the chief of police of the Islamic Republic is also making a lot of statements saying that an uprising is probably very imminent. Some very stupid statements. So this guy tells us, yeah, the Zionist agents are about to infiltrate us and cause another civil uprising. And he called it a war. He was like, that was the second war this year, was the uprising in January. Now, that puts a lot of questions, right? So if you're an actual meritocracy, you would ask the chief of police, how did you possibly allow, and the intelligence, how did you allow so many foreign agents to infiltrate your country and stage these uprisings? Did they enter from underground or from above air? Or were they among the people? Or is it the actual citizens who want you guys gone?
Yeah, because that's a very good point, Ali, because they say like, oh, we didn't kill 50,000 people. We killed 3,000 people or 4,000 people, right? And then we're like, well, who were these people? Like, let's just say you did only 4,000, 3,000. You killed civilians? Or like, no, they weren't civilians. These were Zionist spies. And like, you're telling me, you like, even if you go based on your narrative, you have been telling us for the past few decades that yes, our economy is not progressing as fast as much as we want them to, as we wanted to, but at least we have security. This is the price of having security against our Zionist and American enemies. Well, what happened to that? How did you allow 3, 4, 5,000 Zionist spies to make it into your country and operate like this? And that's only the ones that you managed to kill. So how many of them are still there? Like, how are you sleeping on the job? Even if we wanted to go based on your narrative, how did you manage to do that? Let that happen?
Exactly. Completely ridiculous. If this was any other sane government, we would have had 10 regime changes like the United Kingdom, but these guys are not going to go without a fight. I'd actually also like to point out there was a True Social post by Donald Trump yesterday that pointed towards the amount of executions in Iran at the moment. So he said that basically the Islamic Republic has no money to pay its soldiers, and that's true. But it's still executing record amounts of people. So we're going to talk about that for just a second here, just to give you a quick update. They're executing a ton of people right now, but not all of them are political executions. They're executing a lot of apolitical prisoners, people who committed crimes and were not supposed to be executed, but they're executing them now. And they did that yesterday throughout the country, by the way. It wasn't just a few people. They executed a bunch of people who were convicted for crimes. Why? They'll come out and do 1 or 2 political executions publicly. Then they'll do a bunch of apolitical executions to achieve their goal in scaring the Iranian people. Causes fears. When you hear that there's constant executions all the time, the message is the next time you, the Iranian people, come out, we will slaughter you, we will execute you if we arrest you. And that's their entire goal, is to spread fear. There is, by the way, there's no lengths that they will not go to instill fear. They will conduct mock executions. They will torture you to no end, keep you there for no reason. There is any sort of lawless behavior that you could possibly imagine that is conducted inside the Islamic Republic. Here's the situation that we're seeing throughout the country at the moment. These are members of the military of the Islamic Republic, and they are being told that they are now being deployed in certain areas, namely the south, in preparation for any sort of attack by the United States. A lot of tanks are being sent down there, but additionally, the special forces, the special forces means specially retarded forces, the Basij, are being deployed to the city centers. They've branched out the duties of their forces here because they know that the military is conscription. The Iranian people are citizens who are consisting of the army. They send them to the borders to fight the external threats. Then they have their own suppression forces actually go into the cities. It's a dirty little tactic, and one that is probably going to result in heavy bloodshed. So, Armin, according to the Institute for the Study of War, the Islamic Republic is now seeking to go back to the MOU. And not just them, the Islamic Republic itself is saying, their top officials are word for word saying we prefer to go back to something like the MOU. Armin, they had our FDD guest, Edmund, said it yesterday. It was an incredibly good deal for the Islamic Republic. Incredibly good. On paper. And they couldn't follow any of it. Will they get back to the MOU, in your opinion? Now that they have no control of the Strait of Hormuz. Remember, guys, those 13 nights of strikes, now we see the Islamic Republic has no radars. They're mostly blind. They got to put radars on the fast attack boats and drive them into the Strait of Hormuz. And that's how they attack ships as well. That's it. That's all they can do. They don't have control, mostly, of the Strait of Hormuz. The United States mostly does. They're blockaded. They're losing every day. Why would the U.S. let them go back to the MOU? What do you think?
So this is a very difficult position for the Islamic Republic to be in, right? Because if they want to go back to a deal, the hardliners are correct. The hardliners are correct, because if they go to the United States and say, like, we're back here, we're interested in a deal, and it seems that some people from the IRGC are doing that, Ali, to confirm your point. Look at this. This is the speaker of IRGC who came out and said that if the United States wants to go back to the MOU, we will open the Strait of Hormuz. This is weak talk. This is Ghalibaf, Pezeshkian type of talk coming from IRGC. This should make a lot of the jihadis extremely angry, okay? Because now the words of the reformers is coming from people who are spokesperson of the IRGC. This doesn't get worse. And this shows, Ali, that the people who know that they're losing this are also within the IRGC. It's not just the Ghalibaf people. It's not just the Pezeshkian people. It's not just Rouhani and Arakshi and Zarif. It's also IRGC. So they're desperate. But here's the problem. The jihadis are correct. If you go for a deal, you know what the Americans are going to think? The Americans are going to think like, oh, you're desperate. So we're going to ask for more. And when you agree to that, then the Americans were like, oh my God, you agreed to that also? You must be so desperate. Let me ask for more. Right? So the Islamic Republic think that that's much, the jihadis are like, what are you doing? You know that you're going to keep moving the goalposts and we're never going to reach it, which they're correct. And the Americans should do that, in my opinion. The Americans should just have this carrot and try to get them all the way to toppling, but never let them actually have a bite at the carrot. That's what they should be doing, right? I hope that's what they're doing. But from the other side, the pro-negotiation people, they're also correct. Well, we can't defeat the Americans. Like, what do you guys want to do? They're gonna whoop our behinds. This is not escalating things is not winnable. So again, here's a decision, Ali. Here's a calculation that the Islamic Republic should make, and this goes back to how you started this stream. Are our base of support more financially motivated or ideologically motivated? That's the question. Because if you go, because you have two choices and they're both bad choices, okay? But if you think that your base of support, you're going to lose your base of support if you betray the ideology, then you have to go for more tension. But if you think you're going to lose your base of support because of financial reasons, then you have to go for negotiations. So that's the question that we have been asking ourselves for the past couple of decades, that the base of support for the Islamic Republic is it mostly ideological driven or financially driven? Is the Islamic Republic needs to figure that out and decide between these two, to go for more tensions or go for negotiations. And both of them are bad, but that's what they should do. And the worst decision that they could make is not to commit to one of these positions. So there are three choices: commit to more tensions, commit to more negotiations and reducing tensions, and the worst of all for the Islamic Republic is to just be in this middle ground, where some parts of the Islamic Republic wants more tension and in other parts of the Islamic Republic wants negotiation. And the good news for us is that seems to be the place where the Islamic Republic is stuck in, not being able to commit to either one of these.
That's a great point. So first of all, guys, this is a negotiation in itself. They don't have to be directly speaking face to face. If one side shows weakness, the other side's going to pounce on it. Remember, the protests happened. That showed weakness of the Islamic Republic. The Americans deployed troops. The banks failed over a year ago. That shows weakness. The Americans put more sanctions. But what Armin's saying right now is a great point. Guys, if you're a regime supporter and you're actually motivated by money and not the ideology, are you going to say that? Are you going to tell your brothers around you that you don't really care about Allah and you're just in it for the money? You went into this line of suppressing the Iranian people because you wanted the money. No, you're never going to say that. And people are going to be pushed and polarized even more. And the Islamic Republic is not going to get a straight answer from its own followers. It can't. It's going to have to make its best uneducated guess here into which direction it has to go. And it's running out of time. So Armin, Marco Rubio has made a statement that is very attention-grabbing from a lot of people. So he usually doesn't say things like this out loud, but what he actually ended up saying was, neither we or Israel are going to be attacking the Islamic Republic anytime soon. In my opinion, this is what the Islamic Republic is going to say. Oh, wait, they already said it. Let's see what they have to say.
ایران برای دفاع از امنیت ملی و منافع ملی خودش قطعاً اقدامات پیش‌دستانه رو هم میتونه انجام بده، چون بحث وجود یک کشور هست، ماهیت.
So if need push comes to shove, we will absolutely preemptively strike the Americans. Okay. So what does this say? This statement came out right after Marco Rubio declared we're not going to strike the Islamic Republic anytime soon. It'll be probably, he's alluding to after the midterms here. Two things. If the Islamic Republic strikes first, obviously it's void. The Americans will strike. They'll respond. It's also a setup in case the Islamic Republic starts it. The U.S. will say, hey, we're not the ones who started it. We're just responding. We can respond as hard as we want here. What do you think about that statement from Marco Rubio? Because I know a lot of people saw it or read it and they got really discouraged. Like, oh my God, what do you mean? Is this over? Are we going to pull out now? Oh, you're muted.
I mean, he did say for now. And also, we said, didn't we at least say for a few weeks now that this is going to be the strategy for United States because they're very comfortable with the place that they are?
Yeah, just sit back. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't like it because it makes sense for United States, but it's like it takes it doesn't. I mean, it takes a long time to watch the Islamic Republic fall, and the Iranian people are suffering. But based on the fact that the United States has the 3M limitations, the munitions, the midterms, and the markets, from that perspective, it made sense for the United States to just hold the blockade, the economic blockade, and watch the Islamic Republic suffer without actually it paying much of a price, either financially or politically. So this made sense that the United States, I mean, it made sense from their perspective for why they're going to just hold this position. And we said that this is what they're going to announce a few weeks ago, and they did it. And we also told you that the Islamic Republic is going to try to break free from this situation by at least some parts of the Islamic Republic wanting to increase tensions, even if the United States is not interested.
They got two choices. They can break the blockade somehow, or actually three. They can try to break the blockade, or they can start striking the Persian Gulf Arab countries, infrastructure, escalate what Saddam Hussein did, escalate, hit everyone all the time. And third, they can come to the negotiating table. And as Armin told you, if they come to the negotiating table, that's a sign of weakness. The Americans are going to ask for more, then more. It's like getting mugged on the street and you gave up your shoes, but now they want, actually you gave up your wallet, but now they want your watch. And then once you give up the watch, they're like, oh man, this guy's a wuss. Let's take his shoes as well. Let's actually take his shirt and everything he has, even his glasses maybe. And hopefully that happens.
It's important to remember, guys, as much as the economic blockade is devastating the Islamic Republic, it will never be complete without the Chinese problem, without fixing the Chinese problem. Because the United States is able to cause a lot of isolation for the Islamic Republic because it, as long as it's dollar-based and as long as it uses the SWIFT system, but China has an alternative system of, wiring and transferring of funds that to the SWIFT system. And China is the only country that to some degree has managed to bypass the dollar system for the Islamic Republic. And no country can do that for the Islamic Republic like China can. So we have to see how aggressive the United States is going to be against China to close these loopholes. Because without those loopholes being closed, the Islamic Republic will still have some breathing room. And the problem is that China actually has the ability to push back because it controls a lot of global supply chains, most importantly with rare earth minerals. And this is why some people are suspicious that the United States is not going to push as hard against China to get this done. And some people are hoping they are going to be very aggressive about it.
I really do hope so. And so, guys, the China equation is dependent on two things. One, the oil sold to China, which we'll cover that right now. If you guys take a look at the screen, this port right here is very, very active lately. This is the port that the Islamic Republic is now using to load up oil on dark ships. meaning their transponders are always off, which will then come down into the Persian Gulf, right around here, load that oil onto UAE ships, Bahraini ships, Qatari, Chinese even ships, dark under the cover of night, and then these Chinese, UAE, and other country ships will sail out of the Strait of Hormuz. They're still making some money like that, but there's a big problem. Iraq and Saudi Arabia are massively undercutting the Islamic Republic when it comes to the price of oil. So China's preferring to buy that and not Iranian crude. They're relying more on other countries. China is. That makes Iran less important for them. And then the second point is, as the US ramps up pressure on China, how much is China willing to go and match that pain? The United States pushes, are they going to stand firm or are they going to dodge? I think, in my opinion, they will dodge. I think China's absolutely going to cave in really soon. They're just trying to figure out where that pain point for the US is. Because if you guys think about this, just one simple fact, the amount of money that the Chinese make with the Islamic Republic is significantly less than the amount of money they make with trade with the United States of America. And we see Donald Trump not shy of using tariffs or anything else. It's just more of a willingness here. So before we go into the Russia news and how that's actually directly tied to Iran, quick little detour. Germany has doubled its troops deployment in South Korea. Did you know that? No one caught that. You know why? Germany has doubled their deployments to South Korea from 1 soldier to 2. I'm not kidding. I'm actually not kidding. I know I trolled you guys a little bit, but that's the truth of the matter, and I thought I would give that to you guys.
That is double.
It is double.
That is double.
And right before we get into Russia, PowerUs is a new emerging company. I think it's going to be a it's probably going to be bought out sometime soon because the UAE caught on to this company and they're giving them ridiculous amounts of money to produce drone interceptors. The United States produces Patriot and THAAD missiles. Those cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. The UAE is using PowerUs, a company that takes $5,000 to produce missile interceptors and drone interceptors. Now, they're specially focusing on drone interceptors at the moment to counter the Shahed drones, and they're actually producing 30 a day at the moment. They're upgrading to about 100 a day soon. They got a lot of funding from the UAE. Isn't that insane? $5,000 for what you're seeing on the screen here. Give or take a couple hundred. What happens when you...
What does that do?
This is it intercepts the Shahed drones. It's a drone interceptor. So instead of using missile interceptors like the Patriots and THAADs to go after Shahed drones, why not just build a cheap drone interceptor?
How much does the Ukrainian drones that intercept Shahed drones cost? Is this the lowest that has ever been? 5,000?
They cost more. They cost more.
It costs more. So this is the lowest, 5,000. This is the cheapest one, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, how effective is it? Because 5,000 is like so low. Because I heard the Ukrainian ones are like 13,000 or something like that, right?
Yeah, they're I think they're a little bit even more than that, but at least double this. They're at least 10,000, if not 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
The UAE poured a ton of money into this company, and so that got me thinking that it has to be successful to a large amount. I didn't actually research to see if there's any videos that they've released or not to see the test, but videos are curated and war situations and circumstances are completely different. This is something that we need to look out for. Yeah, how effective it is. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So again, 30 a day at the moment. It's called the Guardian. So they're the Guardian interceptors.
I like the name.
All right, here we go into Russia. You guys might not have heard it, but maybe you did. What?
We got a super chat. Wait, can you bring up the picture back up of the drone? We're not gonna read this super chat, but if I'm
I
just
think
gonna yeah. Okay, we're not. We have to. I know we do super chats later, but I'm just because it's a missed opportunity. I'm just gonna highlight it. I'm not gonna read it
Anyway.
because it's good. Yes. Anyways, okay.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Ehab.
Ehab. Thank you, Ehab. Thank you for the
Okay, well
super
now
chat.
that's just what I'm gonna think of every time I.
That's what the Russians are gonna think.
Oh man. So guys, something happened yesterday. The CIA boss, Radcliffe, flew into Russia using this plane, a big cargo plane. I think it was a C-17, because it has defensive systems. It has some equipment that he wanted to bring on board. And his total trip in Moscow was no more than 10 hours total from the time he put foot down on tarmac to when he was taking off. Apparently, his meeting with his counterpart in the Kremlin took about 15 minutes. Some say he even met with Putin directly, and that Putin uttered one single sentence before Radcliffe was on his way. Not only that, but so many videos circulated around of the convoy of American Chevrolet SUVs driving through Moscow. Now, why is that important? It is declared officially that Russian officials told us the CIA director delivered a message from the United States pressing Russia to pressure Iran. They want Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz. They announced that. And then they said, of course, we don't care about these threats from the United States. We're not going to take these warnings seriously. And then the warning was also two-tied, apparently, what the Russians are claiming. Stop dealing any economic ties with the Islamic Republic because we're putting on the sanctions, we're putting on the pressure on them. So that's not the only thing here. In my opinion, let's go back, let the map here. One war that definitely needs to stop is the Russia-Ukraine war. There's no doubt about that. And if you guys actually take a look at Russia, China, Iran, and Venezuela, and just think about those countries, and North Korea, they're all tied. They're all anti-US. They're all very much tied together. Venezuela's out of the picture. Russia is having a swift plummet downwards. So is the Islamic Republic. That leaves China alone. But you can't actually dissolve Russia, right? Because you can't have all these different commanders, governors, people with nuclear weapons. It just can't happen. US actually will need someone like Putin. They just need to contain him, unfortunately. The message there was definitely tied to the Ukraine war, but it was most importantly, in my opinion, tied to Iran. Iran's going to fall. We are going to destroy the Islamic Republic. They will be overthrown within a set period of time or even soon. You, Russia, need to back off right now. And if you don't, the peace deal that you will sign with Ukraine will not be favorable to you at all. In fact, we might even join in and hit you guys a bit ourselves because we can argue that you're tied to the Islamic Republic. We're announcing sanctions and we might come after you ourselves. I think that's probably more along the lines of what was said in the Kremlin yesterday. I know you heard about this news probably. Did you have any thoughts on the CIA director visiting Moscow?
Yeah, I saw there was a lot of conspiracies regarding why he's there. Some of them were crazy, but most of them were focused on two things: a deal regarding Ukraine to end the war, but the vast majority of them was regarding the Islamic Republic and the help that Putin is giving to the Islamic Republic against the United States, and maybe trying to come up with a deal regarding Ukraine so that Putin stops supporting the Islamic Republic.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. Pretty much exactly.
Which shows how interconnected these two conflicts are.
Yeah, and so here's the interesting part, guys. The Russian president, Putin, dictator, signed 3 executive orders or documents right after the same day, right after Radcliffe left. He signed 3 executive orders and commands. 2 of them, translate these from Russian, and I read them as much as I could. 2 of them were about the Ukrainian war and internal affairs of Russia. It was adjustments. This guy made a big decision. Putin made a big decision yesterday in terms of where he wants Russia to go with those 2. The third one was to the Republic of Iraq. It wouldn't surprise anyone to know that Russia has had their fingers in the Middle East, particularly Syria and Turkey, for a long time. But not only them, of course, Iraq as well. They signed an order and they delivered it to the Republic of Iraq today. What could possibly be in that order? In fact, why even send an order to the Republic of Iraq? Well, in my opinion, we are about exactly a month away from the deadline that the Iraqi militias have to disarm. They said they are not going to disarm. You can bet your butt that Russia has some fingers in some Iraqi militias here. They have strong incentives to do so. In fact, I don't know how many countries are involved in Iraq, but it's got to be most of them at this point. Could it be a sign for them to pull out? That would make a lot of sense to me because the US actually has to do most of the heavy lifting here to destroy the Iraqi militias. The Iraqi government, their counterterrorism forces, they don't have the forces to do it by themselves. They need the US. The US might be making this job easier by telling Russia to get the F out of the way. Can you be devil's advocate to that? You think of any?
What?
So Radcliffe went over, told Putin, "Hey man, pull anything you got out of Iraq because we're going to decimate these militias and we're trying to make our job easier. So if you got anything in Iraq, you got anything in Iran, pull them out. We're going to destroy them."
To the same point that I made. I mean, the devil's advocate to this being the case or not? Is that what you mean? Like to this theory being the true theory? Because if the devil's advocate to that would be, this is just a hypothesis without any evidence. That would be like, where's you're guessing, and there's not a single shred of evidence. We have the devil's advocate to that would be like, we have no idea what they're talking about, and it's all classified. So there's no point even arguing regarding what they talked about because we don't know. There were some theories, Ali, regarding the type of the plane that he used to go to Moscow, and it wasn't just a normal commercial plane. And some people were thinking that they're probably carrying something with them that required the type of plane to be the one that they use. But again, I don't know. I think the best devil's advocate is like, we have no idea because it was classified.
Yeah. That's just what I think was there, because we know that official order actually was sent to Iraq. We just don't know what's in it. I'd be curious to read that up, actually.
Do you have any devil's advocate yourself today?
That's probably the best. That's the best thing I came up with. So I'm actually finding a hard time countering it. Other than, of course, I can't read the contents of the letter, so how would I know?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% sure that Iran was talked about.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Almost guaranteed. Yeah.
So, guys, fun fact for you guys: the Russia-Ukraine war, in the Russian side, has killed over 500,000 Russian soldiers since the beginning of the war. And that's the most conservative estimate. So it's between 500 to 700,000 deaths. Zelensky is claiming it's over 700 deaths that the Russian soldiers have had. So if we just go with the 700,000 or 500,000, doesn't matter. In World War II, the Americans lost 406,000 soldiers in total in World War II. The Russians, at the most conservative estimates in this past 4 years, have lost 500,000. Zelensky is claiming over 750,000 soldiers.
This is why we say Putin is anti-Russia, guys. This is why we are not anti-Russia. We are anti-Putin. Putin is anti-Russia.
Correct. We are anti-Putin.
Yes.
So, Syria made some big announcements today. They're announcing that they're going back on the path of rebuilding their country and becoming or starting a new chapter, a new beginning. They're opening flights to Europe, direct flights, and other trade deals, making them, appear very forward-looking. However, if you guys take a look behind the veil, Syria is actually standing on a precipice of falling under hardcore Islamist regime again, because we can tell that they usually will appear a little bit more agreeable, and then once they have more power, they don't tend to be so agreeable like the Islamic Republic is.
Right.
The fact that Erdogan has his fingers all over Syria, in fact, taking about 5% of the land for himself there in northern Syria, is actually very concerning.
Very
concerning.
Ottoman Empire installing 5% installed.
Yeah, what is with these dictators and their desires to rebuild empires from hundreds or thousands of years ago? I mean, Putin wants the same thing. He wants the USSR back again. Erdogan wants the Ottoman Empire back again. The Muslims want the entire world to be under their control. It's just, can we be realistic at any point?
Islamic Empire. They want the Islamic Empire. Yeah, they want to bring back the age of empires. We are in the age of nation states. Guys, this is why we tell you these people and these forces are anti-patriotism. This is not just a chant or just like a message that we just say. Okay, patriotism is about defending nation states. Nation states is the modern model where the world is governed. Imperialism was the model that used to work, but we have moved past that, and now the age of empires are over. We're in the age of nation states. Imperialism is an anti-nation state force, and imperialist forces are Putin, the CCP, the jihadis, and Erdogan, and to some extent North Korea, because they want to take over South Korea. But if you're a patriot, globally being a patriot means that you defend the nation state model and you defend it against imperial forces. And the leftists will tell you the imperial forces is the United States, but the United States is the greatest anti-imperial forces that has ever been and ever will be. Imperial forces are Russia, China, the Islamic Republic, and Erdogan.
And so, guys, let's move into the next stage of our show today, where we'll be discussing the macro between the U.S. and the Islamic Republic here, even a bit more in detail. So a lot of things have happened. NATO is having another big meeting. The last time that the Undersecretary of Defense for NATO met with the Secretary General of NATO was February 12th, a couple weeks before the start of attacks on the Islamic Republic. A lot of meetings like these have taken place. Another one like that took place as well. And also, Witkoff and Kushner are today in CENTCOM headquarters, which is actually in Florida. So don't think they're in the Middle East. Thank God. They've done enough damage. They're here in Florida, where they're getting a briefing on the upcoming negotiations that might be occurring with the Islamic Republic and the situation there. So it looks like their vacation is over. And they're back to work. So let's check in on the Islamic Republic's parliament and check in what they're saying. Why is this being like that? Okay, here we go.
I've seen this. It's so good.
All right, so I think we got our answer there. Business as
Wait.
usual in Tehran.
Wait. No, it's not business as usual. Let's full screen it. Full screen it. There's some interesting developments here. Okay, so look at full screen that. Can you see? Okay, so it's so low energy. Okay, it's so low energy, and I could tell which one is the Zionist spy. Can you tell which one is the Zionist spy?
The enthusiastic one?
Yes,
The one
the
on
guy
the
in the
left
blue
right
suit.
there.
No, this guy at the and also the guy in the back. Okay, all of the people who are like falling asleep, they're the Islamic Republic. The guys who are like going out of their way and doing it with more energy, they're basically those are the Zionist spies. Like, look at the girl exactly. She's like, death to America, death to America. If you're trying so hard, that is the telltale sign that you're the Zionist spy.
Oh, we have some breaking news, Armin. So the Islamic Republic just struck a Kuwaiti tanker in the Strait of Hormuz, is what preliminary reports are telling me. Now we're going to wait for UKMTO to report it, although they have been a bit lax on reporting ships hits. Oh, and Erbil is actually currently getting hits as well. The Islamic Republic is sending Shahed drones into Iraq right now. All right. Well, that's pretty much business as usual as well, including the death to America chants that they have here. Oh, and Israel, of course, we can't forget that.
Ali, one thing else about that video, that's supposed to be the parliament meeting, right? And you see they're not holding it in the parliament, right? They're doing this in this not disclosed underground location in the basement somewhere. This, look at it saying Jalseh Alani Majlis Shura Islami. This is supposed to be the parliament meeting, and they can't hold it in the parliament building because they're scared of being bombed or something.
They have 6 people.
Yes, and I bet you they had. I don't know what the green cloth thing is there, but it might be because I don't know what that is for. But like they're trying to make it more official or something. But this is just a room somewhere because they're too afraid to hold it in the building, in the parliament building. Oh, thank you. Somebody is saying you're the best. Well, thank you, Joseph.
So, guys, this is going to be the macro situation of the Iranian people here. I asked you guys yesterday, why would Prince Reza Pahlavi in his office be pushing these messages right now of all times? Prince Reza Pahlavi posted, "The immortal guard of Iran does not have an hierarchical structure. Each immortal guard, say it again?
Hierarchy.
Each immortal guard nucleus consists of 3 to 5 people and is based on genuine knowledge and complete trust amongst its members, independent and self-sufficient, without dependence on specific or special centers for organization. We are taking back Iran campaign, the immortal guard, the nucleus, 3 to 5 members, coordinating groups, messages, guidance, instruction, all these key words that you guys find here. Why is it that Prince Reza Pahlavi is telling us to stay disciplined, protect each other? You are not alone, even if others cannot see you. And putting all these messages back online for us. In my opinion, it's a signal of things to come here. I think there was another right here as well. Right. I think it was this one. Yeah. Okay, no, that was the same thing. All right, got it. All right. Their website also published a pamphlet on what you can do that's non-violent. And depending on what your job is, even if you're a clerical member, if you're an accountant in the Islamic Republic, what are the things that you can do that would hasten up the fall giving you pretty detailed information. The last and most important thing from this post was that an updated guide will be published soon.
Wow.
I'm pretty looking forward to see that guide. That's going to be giving us information on the Immortal Guard's inner workings, perhaps, or information, possibly even how to join it. The last time we saw things like this, you all know when it was. If you are
Wait, so you said
looking,
non-violence? Non-violence, so
these are
the new
non-violent.
updates? I can't wait for the new version of the guide to the Garda Javidan that it tells us about guns, about weapons,
Wait,
drones. No, like I'm not saying like we're encouraging anybody. I'm just saying that the pamphlet
Okay,
will
okay.
include. That would be the yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the pamphlet that will have that in it to be released by Princess of Pahlavi. We're not telling people to do anything. I think we could. I
Yeah,
think
no,
that's
we're
safe.
Yeah. So keep in mind, this updated guide could be anything. It could be those instructions. And in a quick side note, if any of you are Iranian and you are looking to send money to your relatives, September 8th is the last day you can do so without being subject to breaking the law. You have roughly 2 weeks from the announcements of sanctions on Monday. Yeah. But you can also apply for a specific license to the Office of Foreign Assets Control in the United States of America if you'd also like to keep on sending money to relatives. But otherwise, you can no longer do that, even if it is to your dad, your uncle, people like that. That's going to be a huge deal, and it's actually going to hurt the Iranian people to a large extent, of course, because a lot of us are living abroad, but it's going to hurt the IRGC as well. Here is the buildup of tanks in the southern parts of Iran.
Ooh, are you sure it's new? Yes.
Yeah, this is actually probably like the 4th or 5th video that we can see. Previous videos showed us convoys of tanks moving down there, and you can see another convoy here as well. These tanks are probably 40, 50 years old at this point. I'm just not really sure how much use they're going to put up against the United States of America. But hey, appearances, am I right? So quickly summing up the situation. Again, guys, the protests are really picking up by both the Iranian people and the regime supporters. This is regime supporters. They complain about money, about the prices. The Iranian people, this is how you know the difference. The Iranian people complain about the Islamic Republic. They say that we want the Islamic Republic gone. So if you hear just protests over the prices, or if you hear we don't want this administration, we don't want this government in the Islamic Republic, those are regime supporters. The Iranian people don't care which administration of the Islamic Republic is in power, which president. They want them all gone. Why? If you guys have been following our show, you'll know why, but the gas situation is getting a whole lot worse. Let me re-show you this video. This is and on the right side, this is a motorcycle going in. This long line of cars, it'll go on for about a minute. Yesterday, roughly half of the gas stations in the capital of Tehran no longer have gas. People tried to get gas at 9 p.m. and were still searching for gasoline at 2 a.m. Some people who woke up at 6 a.m. that morning actually found out that other people tried to pull a fast one by waking up early as well, and they still found no gas. Remember, 2 to 3 days ago, 30% of gas stations had no gas. Now it's 50% of gas stations have no gas. That is the capital city. That's the most important city for the Islamic Republic to hold. And they are causing as much discontent as they possibly can, not amongst the population of the Iranian people, but also their own supporters. And when you do get gas, oh, let me show you guys what happens when you do finally get gas. I think I did save this somewhere. It was right before the show. There it is.
That is no way to live.
Is that what gasoline is supposed to look like, ladies and gentlemen?
Honestly, I don't know. Every time I fill up my car with gas, I never pour it outside to check what it looks
Gotcha.
like.
So pretty much the situation is that 10%, and this was taken out so they did an independent lab test, and this was, I think, a week ago, roughly 10 to 15% of the gasoline was just methanol. It was just your rubbing alcohol, basically. And now it's definitely much worse because people are coming out and saying it smells weird. It looks weird. It looks like watery. It looks, pale. Doesn't look like gasoline. Doesn't smell like gasoline. Our cars, we actually have to go to mechanics. If you're a mechanic in the Islamic Republic right now, you have much more business than usual. Methanol eats away at the metal inside of the gas tanks and is providing no end to troubles of the Iranian people. First, increase the gas price. First, subject the Iranian people to harsh sanctions that they have to pay out of their own pockets for things. Then raise the price of gas. Drag them into 3 wars. Why not? Raise the price of gas, force the Iranian people to pay for it, steal gas that they have to pay for, so that the prices go even higher, make them wait for hours in gas lines, execute people publicly. When you do raise the gas prices, you play these games saying, oh, we're going to raise it 10 times, and they only raised it 5, and people are like, oh my God, okay, well, at least it wasn't 10 times. Play with their minds, wear them down. Inflation is closer to 300% than it is 90%. You can't find a lot of goods anymore that you would need. And at the end of the day, the president of the Islamic Republic, the top officials come out and say, yeah, the youth of our country are lazy and they just don't work. They don't really produce goods. And, the civilian population consumes more gas than we do, and people have to decrease their consumption. In the capital city, idiots, if you knew anything about governing the capital city in any video game, the capital city is the most important one. You don't even have gas in your capital city. You can't provide it. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think the people are just going to sit by and take it? Is that what they showed you for the past 20 years? The next time the people come out, they're going to be met with the suppressive forces, who they already deployed. We told you in the beginning of the show, they deployed they send the military to the borders, far away from the people. Then they bring the actual suppressive forces into the cities to kill people. They deployed them today, nationwide. They're going to do more so going forward. And what happens when they can't make a deal? When they go to the United States and they say, hey, we'll actually take you up on that MOU offer that you gave us a month ago. And the U.S. goes, what are you talking about? We control the Strait of Hormuz now. We're getting ships through. We put 15 million barrels of oil through the Strait of Hormuz in the Middle East a day. Pre-war was 20. We're up to 75% capacity. We don't need you anymore, Islamic Republic. And Islamic Republic goes, oh, well, what if I stop supporting my proxies? And the American and Israelis will go, what proxies? Hezbollah is cornered up under tunnels. The Houthis, they have a 20-country coalition against them, led by Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, who are your buddies, apparently. And then what? We're about to take over the Iraqi proxies by September 30th. And every day that passes on, you lose upwards of $500-600 million. Why would we make a deal with you? In fact, the reason that why do you even want to make a deal, Islamic Republic? Are you falling apart? Are you weak? Should we ask for more? sometimes I wish we weren't on a show and I could just let loose and say what I really want to say about these
Do
garbage.
it.
No, I can't.
No.
I think you want to say something to one of those points.
Yeah, no. So this person was what is hungry AJ03 is saying, but they have oil. Can't they refine it themselves? Great question. No, they can't. They're sitting on more energy than most countries could ever dream of, and they can't turn it into usable fuel for their cars. Why? Because they don't have refineries as much as they should have, which is embarrassing. The Islamic Republic has to, for its own internal consumption, has to export oil to other countries. Those countries could refine the oil, and then it has to import refined gasoline to be able to use it. They have some refineries, but it's not enough. That's so embarrassing. That is embarrassing. And one of the reasons why right now they're running out of fuel for their cars is because they used to buy a lot of fuel from Russia. And Russia has a lot of refineries, but they used to have a lot of refineries. They don't have them anymore because Ukraine blew up the Russian refineries. So it's not just the American economic blockade that is causing the Islamic Republic to run out of refined fuel for cars. It's also because of the Ukrainian attacks on the Russian refineries that makes it Russian refined fuel unavailable for the Islamic Republic, which serves them well because, again, not the Iranian people, but the Islamic Republic, they were the ones who gave the Shahed drones to the Russians to attack Ukrainians. And now the Ukrainians strike back, not just at Russia, but directly at the Islamic Republic by hitting those refineries.
And then the head of the judiciary of the armed forces of the Islamic Republic came out yesterday. He said, yeah, so about the security forces, those murderous Basij, the few of them that were killed in the January protests, yeah, their families didn't even have the courage to hold ceremonies for them. They were so scared of these foreign Zionist agents that these Basij families couldn't hold funerals. What do you think that kind of statement does to the people when they hear such a thing? When such a thing that happened to the Iranian people, and you take it and you twist it and you pull it back, this guy right here, they can't even keep their stupid mouths shut. At least not inflame people anymore.
I actually love this. This is humiliating for them. Because it's saying خانواده‌های نیروهای امنیتی حتی جرئت نداشتن برای آنها مراسم برگزار کنند. This shows the strength of the Iranian people. He's saying the Basiji families they feared holding funerals for their families, their dead families, right? Ali, what are they afraid of?
The Iranian
afraid
people.
of what? Okay, so thank you for advertising how powerful. He's advertising two things at the same time. One, that they're the minority, that they are hated by the Iranian people, admitting that they're hated by the Iranian people, that they're afraid to hold their own funerals. That's the number one thing that he's admitting. Two, the strength of the Iranian people. That the regime forces are so scared to hold funerals for their officials. That shows that we are empowered, that they fear us. They fear the Iranian people. Thank you for telling us that. I appreciate you, because we tell other people they don't believe us. Listen to them.
Yeah. Guys, Farsi word of the day, nikbat, means disgrace.
Vile. Vile. It means vile.
Vile, disgraceful. All right. let's get started with the Alligram section. Let me pull these up for you guys. We'll start off with the newspapers of the Islamic Republic. We'll quickly skim through to see what the headlines are saying. A little bit to be expected, just to say the least. I'll close these out, and here we go. All right. We'll start off with the newspapers, and then we'll get into the official messages from the regime supporters there. So, Armin, if you could just quickly read the headlines for us as I just go through.
Ooh, I love this one. Wait, which newspaper is this? I like this title. No Bunyad. Saying ضعیف نمایی مقدمه جنگ, which means that, and he puts the picture of Basij.
Fighting?
This so
infighting?
This newspaper, and putting that next to the picture of Pezeshkian and Ghalibov, saying ضعیف نمایی مقدمه جنگ. They're saying that showing weakness, signaling weakness, is the beginning, is to create the conditions for war. So it's an accusation. This newspaper is accusing Pezeshkian and Ghalibov that when they came out and said, like, guys, we can't handle this, the economy is so bad, we're going to be destroyed with this current economic situation, they're saying that they're doing this to prepare the Americans for attacking. Like they're giving a signal of weakness to the Americans to prepare the Americans for war. So indirectly, Ali, this newspaper is calling Pezeshkian and Ghalibov traitors that are on purpose creating the conditions for the Americans to come attack.
Yeah, and that's the infighting showing. I think the media is actually preparing the regime supporters for a shedding of a layer of skin. And that layer of skin might not be the reformists. It might actually be the current administration, the current government of the Islamic Republic. The IRGC will hold on. The supreme leader will hold on. That's their plan. That's what they want. They'll just kick out the parliament speakers, the members, the administrator, the president, all of them. I'm seeing a lot of attacks on the presidents here. And then here's Scott Bessent. They tend to not report the truth, let's just say the least, when it comes to the extent of economic damage the Islamic Republic is. Yeah, go for it.
Somebody's saying, don't they want to go back to war? Yes, but they're saying that the Pezeshkian and Ghalibov are creating the conditions for the Americans to win, right? For them to be able, for the Americans and Americans to be able to put maximum pressure on the Islamic Republic by the Islamic Republic showing that we're in a position of weakness rather than a position of strength. So they're preparing the war for the Americans, not for the Islamic Republic. That's the point. But good question. Thank you for asking. Sorry, Ali, go on. I just wanted to make sure people understand what we're saying.
So constantly, could you read that headline, and I'll just 1 second, guys. Nowhere. Yeah, go for it.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting.
Guys, nowhere do they actually report on the facts. Scott Bessent is going to crush them economically. They're downplaying it so hard, it's going to hit them like a truck. Like the truth is going to hit them real hard.
Can you go a little bit higher so I see what newspaper this is? Because I want to make sure that we try to get صدای Iran. Okay. This newspaper is saying نمایش اکشن در واشنگتن پیغام التماس در تهران. Okay, so he's saying, so look at this. This newspaper is saying that the officials of the Islamic Republic and the United States officials are working with each other. So basically, this is also accusing the officials of betraying. So he's saying in Washington, D.C., the officials are coming and pretending that they're taking action. And in Tehran, the officials are coming and putting out a signal that we want to surrender. So this newspaper is accusing the officials of working completely the mirror of Americans. Like they're communicating with each other, and both of them are trying to destroy the Islamic Republic, the traitorous officials, and the Americans. So they give their signal and they give their signal. They pretend that they're going to take an action. The officials pretend that they want to surrender, and they work with each other.
And then could you read this for us as well?
Yes, and this is the most important newspaper. This
Yeah.
is the most important newspaper because the head of this newspaper is Shariat Madari, which is directly picked by the supreme leader. And the former head of this newspaper was Mehdi Nasiri, the person that is my friend, and I have interviewed them multiple times, both on the Persian channel and the English channel. He used to work for the supreme leader, and then he left the Islamic Republic, and now he's on the Pahlavi team, right? So the reason why this is the most important newspaper is because it represents the position of the office of the supreme leadership, right? So it says, لاف جنگ اقتصادی با دستان خالی بهای سنگین جنگ برای اقتصاد آمریکا. So he's saying the Americans are bluffing. Can you go up because I might forget about the title. So the Americans are bluffing regarding an economic war, but their hands are empty. بهای سنگین جنگ برای اقتصاد آمریکا. This economic war, this will have major cost to the American economy. Basically, they will pay. For this war, they're going to pay a heavy price.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you have to spend hours every day to pump gas? Are you paying 10 times for a burger than you did 6 months ago? Not really sure how it's hurting the American economy too much here. I feel like it's hurting them a little bit more.
Actually, Ali, this is very interesting because Ali Shariat Madari, okay, the head of the Kayhan newspaper, directly picked by the supreme leader, directly attacked Ghalibaf in the most aggressive way in an article, right? And then Ghalibaf wrote an open letter to him, a 2-page open letter to him, explaining to him why the negotiations made sense, defending himself. Defending the MOU and defending the negotiations. But this is the fight is out in the open, and the letters against each other that used to be behind the scenes are now public. So everything that we used to say regarding the infighting is now completely public. Like everything we knew about who's who and who takes a position against who, that people say that we're making it up. Now it's so big that they can't hide it anymore. And they write open letters against each other instead of like secretly fighting in the background.
One more thing that we said would happen. We said it was going to go public. At what point can they hide it? This is funny. Look at this. They show Xi Jinping and Trump, and they just say, nah. They say no. Like China's saying no to the U.S. Oh, boy. Yes. When I tell you guys...
So that...
The regime supporters are in for a rude awakening. They're downplaying the economic war. They're downplaying whether China is going to abandon them. I have no doubt that China is going to abandon them.
So that's a big yellow no over there, right? So there's basically the message here is the United States is asking China to stop buying from the Islamic Republic, and China is responding with a big no to the Americans. And that's what they're saying.
No. What about this one?
Tehran alayhi benzin suzi? What point they're trying to make? We should read the subtitle.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but like, do you feel like they're maybe blaming the people?
جدی دولت برای جبران ناترازی بنزین 2 پالایشگاه دیگر به ظرفیت تولید اضافه میشه. So they're saying that the government is trying to help with the situation of the lack of fuel. They're going to add 2 more refineries to help with the capacity. This might be a pro-government.
I mean, it feels like they're blaming the people, saying, oh, because the people use so much fuel, we, the government, are adding more refineries for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know why you're saying benzin suzi. Can I see the text above Tehran alayhi benzin suzi? The text above it.
Oh, this one?
The white text. Yeah, let's go zoom in. شهردار قرارگاه مدیریت مصرف انرژی در پایتخت تشکیل. Yes, you're right. You're right, Ali. They're saying that they're going to create an institution to monitor how much people are using. As if overconsumption is a problem. Ali, you got it right. Your instincts were correct. Yeah, somebody's
read
saying,
that?
how can they just add refineries? Yeah, this is what I was asking. Like, guys, we had 2 refineries in our back pocket that we weren't using until now. Like, what? Like, what? Okay, like, oh, just like that. Just like that. Okay,
Bill,
wow. Okay, thank you.
Bill, don't worry about the small details.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you had 2 refineries, like, why weren't you using it till now? Like, what were you waiting for? Like,
They just have to say that they're going to do it to appease. Remember,
yes.
everything is a show. But yeah, again,
Yes.
small details. What does it say over here, Armin, in terms of perhaps a mother?
آدم‌های معمولی قهرمان‌های واقعی. So he's saying that ordinary people are the real heroes. Is this advocating for resilience? Just say, suck it up, buttercup. Like,
suck it up.
Be a hero. Be a hero. You are the heroes. You could just take the hardship, can't you? Like that.
I see. How strange. How strange. I think they want more kids as well. So,
go have more kids. Yeah, do you see the woman with the 3 babies? You're like, yes, you're the real heroes. You have no food, you have no fuel, but you still are making so many babies. Yes, heroes. Okay.
So, guys, if we just take a look, like, look at this collage of the headlines of the newspapers today. Okay. You see on the top left, they're blaming the regular people in Iran for the high amount of gas consumption, when in reality, they steal the gasoline themselves, the IRGC does. Then you see China being like, oh no, as in we're going to back the Islamic Republic. Just put your minds in the head of a Durka, okay? Put yourselves in the shoes of a Durka right now. Then you're seeing this of like, oh yeah, we are strong and we're dealing with Pakistan. They're not going to give us up. China's not going to give us up. Oman's not going to give us up. Look at these friendly messages. We're working together with everyone.
You bombed him. You bombed the guy that you're hugging. Your government.
and you know, of course, you guys are the real heroes. You mothers, the hijabi people who pump out 3 children. You guys are the real heroes. We need more security forces to suppress the Iranian people. Pump them out.
I couldn't take it when Arakshi went and met with the Omanis and they hugged each other and they kissed each other. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, if I was the Omani guy, I would slap this man. I would be like, we were your friends. Why did you bomb us?
Yeah.
Oh my God. They're so desperate. They're like,
you know,
that guy's a hostage. Like, that Omani guy is a hostage. I'm telling you. Like, it's the kiss of death.
Okay, so there's actually a clip of the top official of the Islamic Republic welcoming. Here it is. Okay, I found it. Guys, look at this. This is Asim Munir, okay, the leader of Pakistan, and he's meeting with the top official of the Islamic Republic. It was so weird, man. Okay, so in Iranian culture, when you come in to say hi to someone, okay, you do the quick rubusi. You just do like the quick, the kisses on the face, but you don't actually touch your face together. You just act like you do. You just go like this.
No, they do.
Most people,
These people
no,
do.
most people, I hate that. So most people I see, they just, you know, politely, they'll bring their face in close and that's it. They won't plant a kiss right on your lips.
Oh,
Look
that's
how
the upper
creepy.
class people, Ali. No, that's the upper class people do that. But the people,
whoops.
like, oh my God, they're all in your face. Oh my God, yeah, no, it's really disgusting.
And then look at this. I'm going to slow this down. I'm sorry, you guys have to see this. It reminded me. Okay, look at them.
Yeah.
They go, mwah. And then,
you can feel that scrubby beard on your face. Oh,
and then let's just do it one more time. Yeah. I don't know. I saw this and it's just disgusting. So let's get started with Alligrams, where we go into the Islamic Republic supporters group chats and we grab their messages that are indicative of how the Islamic Republic supporters think and feel. And we're starting off with a doomer message from Farhad, who says, in response to one of the strategic analysts of the Islamic Republic, by the way, the guy in the post there, he's advocating to mine the waters of Florida. So that's their strategic analyst. And he says, you know, we can't even sell a drop of oil. The Strait of Hormuz has also lost its deterrent. It's over. Great doomer message to get our moods up.
True.
They
The guy gets
realize,
it.
and that's the reason why if they come back to the negotiating table, the Islamic Republic has no leverage here. All right. This guy is saying oil, the price of oil was supposed to be $200. The Toman, our currency, became $200, or 200,000 Toman per dollar. We closed the straits by mistake. Okay, this is better in Farsi. Armin, could you read this to us? This will be more funny as well.
قرار بود نفت بشه 200 دلار شد 200 تنگه رو اشتباه بستیم تنگه به روی ما بسته شد. Oh my god, this guy is finding the most the mother of all ironies. He said we were supposed to make oil go up to 200, but instead the dollar went up to 200. Okay, and then basically every dollar is now 200,000 tomans, right?
Yeah.
And then it says تنگه رو اشتباه بستیم تنگه به روی ما بسته شد. Like we were supposed to close the Strait of Hormuz, but we closed it wrong. It was closed on us, not on them.
It all went wrong.
It all went wrong. It backfired. Like everything backfired. This is the best. Ali, this is the best one yet. I love this one. It's so short and so correct. Loving this. Oh my god.
Oh man. And then we'll also have this next one says something that's going to happen. And this is the take that the Islamic Republic supporters have on the upcoming uprising. They're saying they couldn't defeat us in open war. So instead, what they're going to do is this underhanded economic pressure. And they're actually going to make the economic situation worse so that protests can happen. They don't think protests are crazy, okay? They think protests will happen. But then they think that the Zionists and Americans are going to send their own pawns and agents between the protesters and then create a civil war. That's the plan. They are saying it publicly.
Yeah, so they pretend to be, the pro-regime people, they pretend to be okay with protests that are about the economy. They claim that the enemies will take advantage of the protests that are about the economy and try to change it to toppling the regime. That's what they think. That's their conspiracy theory is.
He's onto something. And that is a more common, so I saw at least 5-6 messages like that. Grabbed that one, and let's move on to the next one. And in here, so first of all, they have their information wrong. This guy's responding to someone who thinks that the price of oil is $93. Why don't we check the price of oil right now and see if it's $93? Oh, it's actually $87. Okay, so he's a bit off. He's saying, well, it's been 2 months now. So why isn't the price of oil going up since we closed the Strait of Hormuz, we the Islamic Republic? Why don't we have gasoline? Why don't we have gasoline? Why is there inflation so high? Why are they already saying we don't have gas in the winter to come? Why can't we find medicine? Was this all in the agreement, the MOU? The country is losing to its illiterate supporters. Of course, you and your kind are the cause of these days.
True.
I mean, what do you think? Is this an Iranian person, or these Iranian people, or do you think this is a supporter of the Islamic Republic?
Let's figure that out. خب الان 2 ماه میگذره چرا نمیره بالا؟ چرا ما بنزین نداریم؟ چرا تورم ما انقدر بالا؟ چرا از همین الان دارن میگن گاز نداریم زمستون؟ چرا دارو پیدا نمیشه؟ اینا همش تو توافقنامه بوده. جمهوری اسلامی به طرفدارهای بی سوادش داره میبازه. مثلا شما و همسایه شما باعث بانی این روزها هستی. So no, this guy doesn't seem to be a fan of the Islamic Republic. Because he's saying because he's calling the fans of the Islamic Republic illiterate.
Do you think there's a chance he could have been?
Yeah. He could be a fan of the Islamic Republic that thinks that his own side is are a bunch of idiotic people. But you can't tell, but just by this message, you can't tell if this guy is on our side or on their side or something in between. But it could be, yes, it could have. It could be somebody that used to be pro-regime and is not pro-regime anymore. You're right. You're right. It could be.
I was hoping that was the case.
Yeah. Very likely.
So, yeah, hopefully. And that concludes our allogram section here. I'm going to wait for them to... here's the problem slightly with this, is that the Islamic Republic isn't reporting on the actual news. They're pushing their own propaganda. And even with that, they still have a ton of hate messages. They got to delete stuff. I'm just waiting to see when the Islamic Republic supporters find out for real what's going on. What are they going to say then?
First of all, two things. And somebody in Iranian just came and said, like, I came here to like and leave. Thank you so much.
Merci.
Just came in to like and then leave. That's very sweet, because I don't know if you understand our show or not, but damn it, yeah, merci azad. Merci az like it. Okay.
Merci.
And ممنون از شما. And Ali, one thing that we need to worry about is winter in Iran. If we continue like this, people might freeze to death if we don't have enough fuel to keep people warm.
I mean, not only that, guys, in the fall months that's to come, the energy consumption will decrease. Things will look a little bit better. Then winter hits. Consumption goes back up to maximum highs. It's cold. It gets really cold in Iran. It snows in a lot of parts of Iran. It's a mountainous country. Energy prices are high. Electricity is just, there's blackouts everywhere. Gas is nowhere to be found. And not only are people going to freeze to death, Armin, but not enough people talk about the fact that the farmers give their harvest to the government, and they're supposed to get paid from the government. The government doesn't have any money. It hasn't paid them. These farmers can't buy crop or seed or livestock for their next harvest. We don't have food in Iran for the next coming year. There's nothing. Can we import it? Probably not, because again, the government doesn't have money to do it. They would, and any money they would have, they will spend it on their terrorist proxies in the IRGC. Right now, you have a food scarcity. You have malnutrition. You get crap calories. In a year from now, probably even way shorter, maybe 6-9 months, you're going to have a food famine. You're going to have famine. No food. Only the mullahs could possibly achieve this.
It's such a shame in a country with so much resources, not just oil and gas, but rare earth minerals and copper and everything, and gold and 4 seasons and so many farmable land and everything, like this country, this land had so much resources, guys, so much to offer. And you have to be a mix of Islam and communism to be able to perform such a miracle, to be able to make such a prosperous, naturally prosperous land into such a disaster. Like, that's why so many Iranian people say that this could not be from mismanagement, because it cannot ever get this bad with just mismanagement. This has to be intentional destruction of a land. Only with intentional destruction of a land can you take such a prosperous and wealthy nation and turn it into this.
Could you please remind us what the first supreme leader said about the economy?
Oh, he said that the economy is for donkeys.
اقتصاد برای خراس.
مال خرس. Yes.
You can't grow up reading the Quran. You're and all these stupid sermons and whatever clerical stuff that you do in Shia Islam, and then put this guy as a minister of econ. It doesn't work. You didn't go to university for economy. A lot of them will. Here's the thing, guys. If you look at their diplomas and their degrees, PhD. Reza has a what? He has a PhD in economics, right? This guy his IQ is maybe a third of the worst special ed kid you've seen. He has a PhD in economics. They just get it from the universities for free, for whatever they want. They'll tell university, hey, I'll issue a PhD for economics. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
Oh man, so upsetting. Anyway, let me see if I had anything else for you guys here. We got, check this real quick. But that that food outage really worries me, and so I'm gonna try to take a look tonight to see if American farmers possibly got an order or an incentive to up their production. Oh, I did miss something. There we go. This is gonna be gold for you guys, to see if American farmers are upping their production more than usual, possibly for a future free Iran, because it does take a year. All right. So Prime Minister Netanyahu came out yesterday, and he said, quote unquote, I told Trump there is also a third possibility when he visited the White House, to tighten the siege. Yesterday, he reaffirmed that decision in a very, very, very strong way. What President Trump did yesterday was tighten the siege on Iran, not by tightening the siege on Iran itself, but by tightening the siege on those who helped this regime, this terrible dictatorship. So it looks like Bibi's pretty happy about that, the direction that we're going. And we know that the Israelis generally view this as a bit more of a regime change operation. Possible signs. Here's a little fun clip before we head into the super chats here. This is in Yemen, taken yesterday. And the people in the blue uniforms are going to be conducting security checks on these Yemenis. Let's see how security works in the country of Yemen. All right, yeah, pat him down, and all right, you're good, go on through. Just watch that one more time. Just one more time. And yep, that guy's good to go through. What about this guy? Is he good? Yep. Head on over. All right, perfect. That's perfectly safe. Perfectly safe. Armin, can you watch this? Look at this. Security check in Yemen. Pat him down. And you're good.
You know what he's searching for?
Suicide vests, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
The AK,
it's their culture.
The AK is okay, though. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Let's go into the super chats here.
Wait. Can I show you something? Can I?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes. Okay. So, hold on. Let me change the banner. Okay. So, Zoran Mamdani just posted this saying, basically, this is the birthday of Prophet Muhammad. So congratulations to Muslims in New York City and around the world. And he's saying, today we honor the life and enduring legacy of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, whose teachings of compassion, generosity, justice, faith, and service has inspired communities for more than 1400 years. Here in New York City, his example reminds us that caring for one another, embracing our diversity, and serving our communities makes us stronger as we work to build a better New York City for everyone. Wishing joy, peace, and blessings upon all who celebrate. Prophet Muhammad raped a child, and that is no exaggeration. We do not we do not exaggerate. This is not a misrepresentation of Islamic teaching. This is something that Muslims admit in their hadith. Prophet Muhammad advocated for sex slavery. In fact, in the Quran itself tells you that you can rape your sex slave even if she has a husband. The Quran makes that very clear. Muhammad hated dogs. He advocated for killing dogs. I mean, I don't know how this is accepted in the United States. I think Americans love their dogs. Prophet Muhammad and the Quran advocate for wife beating. Not because they command wife beating. They don't suggest, they don't say it's okay to beat your wife. It says you have to beat your wife. Not when she's disobedient to you, but only if you fear, it's enough for you to fear disobedience. Fear disobedience is enough. So that's one update I just wanted to give you guys. And also one more update from the United States, from just a 2-minute clip from Marco Rubio.
You came here. You are here because 2 weeks ago, a 72-year-old woman was burned on over 80% of her body in her own home in Greece, and she died, executed by a firebomb because her daughter dared to stand for office. You are here today because for 5 days this winter, the lights went out in Berlin, the longest blackout in the city since the Second World War, sparked by an attack that left tens of thousands of households without power in the freezing cold and left an 83-year-old woman dead. You are here and you came because a month after that Berlin blackout, a French 23-year-old succumbed to traumatic brain injuries, beaten to death on the streets of Lyon by a group of far-left militant thugs. You are here because your political leaders are being attacked and stabbed and shot in your streets, because your businesses have been bombed, because your railways have been sabotaged, because your police officers have been beaten and burned. You are here because this is real, and it is getting worse, and it can no longer be denied, and it can no longer be ignored, because it is time to crush this evil forever. The simple fact is, none of this that I've just described is new. Far-left political terrorism is not a recent day modern novelty. It is not a fiction manufactured by conservative politicians. For most of the modern era, it was in fact the dominant form of political violence. Every one of our friends here from the nations of the Western Hemisphere, remember?
Just wanted to give you a reminder about the threats of both Islam and communist terrorism coming to the West, and the fact that they work with each other. So I just wanted to show you both before we go to the super chats. Both of these are new. Both of these are happening right now. These are the latest updates. The reason why Ali and I talk to you guys about this, even though this has nothing to do with Iran, is I think Iranians are the best reminder to Westerners of what could happen to your country if you don't push back against Islam and leftism. The Marxist Islamic unity destroyed our country. We were one of the most prosperous countries in the world, and now we're at the lowest of the low. All of that because of Islam and Marxism. And it's coming for you, so don't make our mistake and fight back for your country. This is why You need to listen to Iranians. They have the experience. They lost everything, and we've been fighting for 48 years trying to get it back, and it's not an easy fight. So fight for it while you still have it, because if you lose it, it's not going to be easy taking it back. All right.
Thank you. I can't believe he said that harmony and peace and prosperity for 1400 years. I don't think any other group or religion has killed each other more than Islam has. Anyway, let's go on to the super chat section here. And oh, by the way, guys, tomorrow we will be covering, there's a new headline from Bloomberg that's talking about how the United States Department of Justice is actually working on a bill to seize Islamic Republic oil tankers. There's going to be a whole lot of implications for that. That's the first step to one of the plans that we talked about for a long time. If we seize the Islamic Republic oil tankers, use that money, give it to the Iranian opposition, whole lot you can do with that. All right, here we go. And FunSun, I think, renewed their membership here. Thank you so much for moderating and always watching. Appreciate you.
Always watch. She's always watch. Thank you, FunSun.
Thank you, FunSun. And Wes Downer, thank you for the super sticker. Oh yeah,
Thank you.
Who won the race today?
You did.
Oh,
Ooh,
wait, is it
catching up?
I had 10?
Yes. 10,
Okay,
15.
thank you, Wes.
Well, the
Appreciate
gap
that.
is closing, guys. The gap is closing. It's coming for us.
I'm only 6 days behind now, I think, or 5, 6.
5. Yes.
And
Okay.
Fizz Engesis, who
bad
says,
now.
my optimism is growing. Oh, that's the second message this week about optimism growing.
Ooh.
Javid Shah, payende Iran. Javid Shah.
Javid Shah. What
Thank you
about
so
the
much,
Salt
Fizz.
Queen? You know, I'm not going to be optimistic unless the Salt Queen is optimistic. That that would be the ultimate sign. The ultimate sign that things are going to go well is when the Salt Queen is happy. That is the
or in
main
server.
metric if we achieve that. Yes, and in server, yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Fizz. And Nail Bunny with the super chat says, hello, Durud and Shalom. Please like the stream.
No. Thank you.
Guys, if you could just take a second, consider subscribing. If you could like the stream, it actually helps us a lot in pushing. We only started the stream about 3 months ago, so it's greatly appreciated. And thank you so much. Thank you, Nail Bunny.
Yes, thank you, Nail Bunny. Always not only giving us super chats, but also always like using the super chat to tell people to support the channel. That's very sweet. Thank you, Nail Bunny.
Yeah, thank you so
Love you.
much. And Joanne, who says, I hope those supporters are losing it. They are. They're reaching the levels at which the Iranian people reached decades ago. They're getting to it just now. And see how they're coming out in the streets? How many times did the Iranian people come out in the streets? It wasn't just once or twice. Thank you, Joanne. Who
Thank
also
you.
says,
Thank you,
as
Joanne.
we say in Australia, the crap's hitting the fan.
Yes. They say
Crap's
that
hitting the fan.
in other places too. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't heard that, Ali? Yes.
No, I have. I was trying to say it in an Australian accent.
Okay. Okay. I'll
Thank
say
you,
it again.
Joanne.
Try again. Try again.
The shit's hitting the fan.
Oh my
Is that
God,
good,
that was so
Joanne?
good. That was so
crap's hitting the
good.
fan.
And that was worth it.
What's the problem here?
That's so good.
Thank you, Joanne. Let me know how that. Okay. Anyway, our next one is from Fizz Engesis, who says, hit like and surprise or no more cutlets. Guys, yeah, we would really appreciate. I think about 50% of people who view at least my stream, it shows me in my analytics, 50% of people who view do not subscribe. So we get those 50%.
Same.
We actually hit our 10,000 goal pretty
Same.
soon.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get to 100K for a long time, guys. So get Ali to 10K and Liberty Politics to 100K.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fizz, again. Oh, someone clipped it, I guess. Okay, anyway. Nail Bunny, who
Cutlets
says,
for
hit like
all.
and subscribe. Cutlets for all. Oh, look at them. They're
Yes.
coordinated.
Yes. Wow. Connected. Thank you.
Thank you, Nail
No
Bunny.
money. Thank you always.
And Fizz as well, who says, or with the super sticker, thank you so much. Man, you guys are really on it today. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for that. And Wes Downer with our next super chat saying, money is everything in a market economy. If the money runs out, you go back to barter. And if that fails, subsistence. We're in between subsistence and a barter economy in the Islamic Republic. Money has almost no value.
Yes. Yeah. Going back to the Stone Ages.
Yeah, I guess Donald Trump was right on that.
Before the invention of money. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Wes. And Ron Robinson, yeah, I thought it was Robinson. Robinson, thank you so much for the super sticker.
Thank you.
Wes with another super chat says, to what extent is a subsistence economy possible in Iran? It's not. It's not possible. It's not possible when you have a blockade. Well, actually, the mullahs are a way bigger problem for that, but yeah.
That is not I mean, once you get it to a certain population size, then no, like that only works in small communes. Not to, like, as soon as you hit a certain population, that's not possible.
Yeah.
I think as soon as you
Yeah.
hit like just a few
Good point.
a few thousand,
Few
that's not
thousand,
possible.
yeah. I would say no more than 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Good
Let
question,
alone
Wes.
90
Thank you.
million. Yeah.
94, yeah. Jeez. And Joanne, thank you for the super chat, who says, money makes the world go round. It does. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, money is a tool for exchange and measurement. It's wealth that makes the world go round. Money measures that wealth and gives you the ability to exchange it efficiently.
That's what Joanne meant, right, Joanne?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Thank you
but
for
guys,
the super chat.
what we're after is not money. What we're after is wealth, and money is a great tool to measuring and exchanging.
Yeah. And Fizz with another super sticker. Thank you so much. Always just sending multiple a day. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And Michelle with the confetti. Oh, so 242. Yes. Okay, nice. Did it pretty early. I like that.
Yeah, 10 minutes in. Yeah,
heck yeah.
Look at that. At least
thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
And Fizz again, who says, thank you, Armin and Ali, for an always great show. Yeah, I think today was good. Today was pretty good.
Great, yeah. We had a good show. We still have a good show. It's still going on. Yes.
And thank you, Fizz, for the super chat. And Nail Bunny, who says, consider this a bribe to see the pups.
Okay, hold on. You got it's a lucky day because they're home. In this home. Okay, do I have time to go get them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man. The Islamic Republic. I don't know. I'm still convinced that the Radcliffe CIA director was there for multiple things, and it wasn't just one thing. He was there to deliver an ultimatum. You don't just land and talk for 15 minutes and leave. You're not discussing anything in 15 minutes. You're delivering something and leaving. That's all you're doing. It's definitely going to be some pressure on Russia from here on out. Don't invade NATO. no, escalation of chemical or biological or nukes. Pull your troops and proxies and anything out of the Middle East. We're going to destroy them otherwise. I don't know. There he is. There she is.
Oh, look at that.
Aw.
This is my baby girl. My baby girl. Hi, my baby girl. Look at that cute baby. My cute baby. Look at her tail. She's so happy. I know she's happy because she's wagging her tail. Okay. She's licking my ear. Okay. All right, wait. Give some love to this one. I try to always make sure it's equal. Like not even a tiny bit more. How about you? Okay. I try. Because I'm afraid that she might get jealous. She might think that I love her Nala more. Because Nala gets a lot more love than Pucci. And I always feel like, what if she thinks like she's not as loved?
Guys, I would bring my cat, but he's fast asleep. I don't want to wake him up.
Okay, Nala is looking at the door. She's like, open the door. We're good now. All right.
And Nail Bunny also said, MOU deals and etc. or MOU deals, etc. are just to keep the dream of the Golden Bridge alive for the regime until they get to where the bridge should be to find a cliff edge confetti.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Sneaky.
Sneaky. I like that. I hope Nail Bunny is right.
Thank you, Nail Bunny, for the super chats.
That was good. That sounded like poetry.
Yeah. And Carrie Meadows, who says, "Go Ali, love you both." Javi Cho. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie's very nice. Carrie's always supportive.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carrie.
Hope you have a great night, Carrie. And Kevin says, "Puppies, puppies, puppies." Amu Kapi.
Yes.
That's what we're calling him. Although to just
Kapi.
to Americans, it might sound like a really Islamic name, Amu Kapi. But it means uncle cap, uncle hat cap in Farsi.
Yes.
Amu means uncle. So if you ever called Amu in Farsi, just know you're being called Amu, like uncle. You're an endeared family member.
Amu Jeff. Yes.
Yeah.
Or Amu Lindsay, for example.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. Puppies. Thank you. He got his wish. That was actually a long time ago that he sent that. And thank you, Nail Bunny. And Tractor, who says, for China, it is a survival game too, but they're going to lose. I don't think they're going to lose the survival game. I think they're just going to give up the Islamic Republic. Take a look at their track record over the past 12 months. They sold out the Islamic Republic every single time. They didn't come to their aid once.
I mean, they are supporting them, but not to the level that the Islamic Republic wants, right? Because it is important for the CCP, for the Islamic Republic to stay alive, because it holds the U.S. resources tied to the Middle East, so that the U.S. can't tackle Chinese aggression around the Pacific.
I think they just provided enough support to say, oh, look, that they're still our ally, technically. We have to keep up appearances for allies. And thank you, Tractor. I agree. And then Amir the Cricket said 15-10. Ooh, 5. 10. I'm 5 losses. 5 losses behind. I don't know. That's a lot, guys, right? Thank you, Amir. And Aryan of Persia says, public rifts within our opposition can leave some motives unclear. Example, Ali Karimi fiasco. How should we assess and address such episodes, then move forward without losing unity or focus on the goal? So you know this, Aryan. People are fickle. And every time these fiascos happen, people get tired. A lot of people doesn't matter. People like me, a lot of people that I saw on X or other social media, Instagram, you can see Ali Karimi loses millions of followers when he does stupid things like that. I don't think we're going to lose focus of the goal. I don't think that's going to break up our unity when people come out with stupid statements like this. If it had any substance, maybe, but no, not like that.
So Aryan, for a revolution to be successful, we don't need total unity. Okay, this is what the anti-Pahlavi people make it seem like we're losing because we don't have everybody. We don't need everybody because our unity is based on Pahlavi. So if you are anti-Pahlavi, then you're not going to get my support for the sake of unity. I'm not going to be united with you. You are my enemy if you are standing against Pahlavi. And you're not just my enemy, you're Iran's enemy. And we will fight you. So I'm not going to work with the people who are fighting against the only chance Iran has because they throw around the word unity. The unity is under the umbrella of Pahlavi. If you're outside of that, if you're not under the leadership of Princes of Pahlavi and supporting Princes of Pahlavi, get lost. And if you're fighting against Pahlavi, then I'm going to fight you. You're my enemy.
How funny is it that Ali Karimi there's a video of him saying, if you are not with Pahlavi, you're with the Islamic Republic. And then he says, if anyone criticizes Pahlavi, they're part of the Islamic Republic. And then look what he does himself. But Aryan, you might be saying this out of a concern that our diaspora is not that united. Look at any other diaspora. Let's just zoom back out because I know we kind of tunnel vision sometimes. No other diaspora in the world is as united as we are. For all the problems that we have, and I'm not saying, we don't have any problems, find me an example where one more diaspora is more united than we are. Can't find it. And then these numbers. And as always, great questions. Thank you.
Yeah, great question. And Ali, if you have time, watch the Persian show that we did today because we addressed the Ali Karimi situation.
Okay.
The Persian show.
Gotcha. And Jewish Samantha says, I became a PhD candidate today. Oh, nice. Congrats.
Woo! Yeah, let's
studying...
go. Let's go. Congratulations.
What will you be studying?
Guys. Math.
We're doing math. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right. Congratulations, Samantha.
So, guys, congratulate Samantha in the chat. This is a big day. Look at this. She's saying thanks.
Oh, yeah. I was going to. No worries.
Saying thanks. I feel like I'm finally moving forward with my life after
Congratulations.
After leaving a cult. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We're with you. We're proud of you. Proud of you.
Good job.
It's
not easy. And, the soonest you can get that is in 5 years. So good luck. Good luck.
Great achievement.
Absolutely. And our next, and then I think you highlighted these.
Yeah, we just, there was a lot of people that, and I said, congrats, Sam, when she said that. And also Nail Bunny was saying that, congratulations. And now a lot of people are saying that. Yes.
Congratulations again. And Becky Gutierrez, nice profile picture. Thank you for the jewels.
This is that was 1,000 jewels. So that must have been a nice
goat trophy
effect. No, it wasn't a goat trophy. It's a trophy cake, and I haven't seen what that looks like. This was on your chat, so I don't know what that looks like, but it must have looked good because it's 1,000 jewels.
1,000 jewels. I think 1,000 jewels.
I haven't seen. Yeah, goat trophy is also goat trophy. No, it's $10.
Oh, $10. Oh,
yes. So yeah. So
Oh,
a
right,
gold
right.
trophy, I have seen a gold trophy on my chat, but I've never seen what the trophy cake looks like. That was so. Someone is saying,
I
like,
can't
no,
see it.
1,000 views, 1,000 views. No, it will only appear at the time that it comes. So if you don't see it, well, it has a nice effect on your. You have to have your phone to see it. You're not going to see it here on stream.
Thank you, Becky. Really appreciate that.
1,000 views.
It's always great to see non-Iranians with those profile pictures. It's great. And
yes. That's beautiful. Yes.
JJ right again with our next super chat. It says Shah's Abadan refinery was the world's biggest in 1978.
Wow.
What we had, what we don't now.
There were so many things in Iran that were ahead of its time. So many.
So many. Oh my God. The first, I think the first gay marriage in modern history.
The Middle East.
In the Middle East, sorry. In the Middle East. It was
Yeah.
before the Netherlands, which I think was,
Before that.
it was 4 years, I think, before the Netherlands had theirs. So yeah, Iran had the first gay marriage. I don't know. A lot of things, too many things. Makes me too depressed to say them. Thank you, JJ, for making me sad. And our next one is from Bill Kennedy, who says, what will it take for the United States to strike back with weapons? Oh, so not economic. They already did last night. This isn't really covered, but President Trump came out on an interview with Glenn something. I don't know what his last name, forgot what it was. He said, last night we took out 20 IRGC speedboats. We destroyed them because they were trying to lay mines. So according to him, that's the last time. But if you're talking about all-out strikes, the Islamic Republic is going to have to go all out. If they strike the infrastructure of the Persian Gulf Arab countries to a large extent, not the ones that we saw before where they hit just one or two plants and stuff, they have to go all out. Then the U.S. will strike back. Or if they see that the Islamic Republic is about to launch a huge attack on the Americans or the Israelis, then they'll go all out. I don't think we're going to be jumping to protect the Arabs anytime soon. Glenn Beck, yeah.
What will it take for the US to strike back with weapons? If the Islamic Republic goes really crazy and does something to escalate, like really crazy. Oh, I see it. I see the trophy. Okay, I saw it. It was beautiful. Thank you, Amukapi. So, yes. But the Islamic Republic is going to try to do something really massive. If they do that to try to bait the Americans into war, then, but it has to be significant because the Americans are not interested right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So for
like,
the
for
moment,
example,
this is what we're looking at.
if the Islamic Republic hits data centers, energy infrastructure, or water desalination in the region, then because that would be a major escalation. So that might drag them.
Exactly. Good question, Bill. For the meantime, we're just going to be sitting with the blockade and letting that take effect. So the month of September, late September, is going to be a very busy month. And then we have Veronica Redeemed. Let me full screen that. خروش زندگی آبی تو را در اشک و خون به وقت هنون.
Yeah, I don't know that word. So if you don't know it,
به وقت هنون می بوسمت تو را در کوچه ها آزاد. Okay, you read the rest. I got that far. You guys can see. Okay, just a disclaimer, guys. I know a lot of Iranians were like, "Oh, he can't even read Farsi. He's not an Iranian." Excuse me. I was born and raised in the United States. We don't have much reading Farsi here, so I do my best.
Yeah, the fact that you know how to read it without being born in Iran is actually very impressive. Okay, تو را در کوچه ها آزاد رها میبوسمت تو را آن سوی امید در صبحی سپید به آغوش میکشند. So it's a poetry about the burst of life after blood and tears. At some point you get to kiss your lover. So right now we're fighting for life, and it's about blood and tears, but there will come a time where we get to kiss our lover in the alley, fully free to kiss our lovers. On the other side of hope, in a morning, I will hold you in my arms. So right now we're on the side of blood and tears, but there will be a time where on the other side of hope, in alleys of freedom, where we get to kiss our lovers and hold them tight in our arms.
Thank you, Veronica. Veronica, could you also
Thank
let
you.
us know where you get these from as well? Just out of curiosity. Just curious. And thank you so much. We do actually, I really like these, so thank you very much. Helps me practice
Thank
as well.
you.
And our next one is from Koala Katie, who says, I've been malnourished. One bad surgery led to 1.5 years of illness, 12 corrective surgeries until I could eat without vomiting. Malnourishment is no joke. My heart is breaking. Yeah, especially amongst children. It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow.
That is horrible, Koala Katie. I hope you're okay now.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
You know, only people who have gone through that understand how devastating this is. So I could see that you could empathize with the situation.
And how valuable life is. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. So she's saying I'm good now. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Yeah. Thank
Glad
you.
that you're doing okay.
We're happy for you. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you
Appreciate that very much.
Ali, me and Ali, we're so connected. Yeah. Like as soon as I see it, you highlight it. As soon as I say thank you for sharing, you say thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And Nail Bunny says, mullahs said they'd burn Iran to the ground to light the flame of Islam. They've always been trying to destroy Iran and Iranians. You don't have to tell me twice. I completely believe you.
Yes. Ganimet jangi, they call it, basically. Iran is the spoils of war. Iran is the spoils of war. They're not fighting for Iran, they're consuming Iran.
Thank you, Nail Bunny, for the super chat. And Kufar Matamoros, thank you for the jewels. Good username there. I like that. And Breck Nichols says, greetings from Dallas, Texas. I love you guys. I always go to both your channels to hit like. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
That's like, thank you.
You like us both, and so you do that. It's always
that is so
nice.
Sweet.
Thank you so much, Breck.
That is very kind. Thank you so much. That's very sweet.
Dallas, Texas. Yeah, I should go at some point.
Yes. Yeah, I've been to Texas. My uncle lives there.
Breck, do you by any chance do you know any horse ranches where I could like ride a horse? Where I like have like a little like, you know, fair type of place? Let me know. And thank you.
Ali, let's go through the I have a second Newsmic appearance in about 20 minutes. So I want to know what the questions are before it starts. Yeah, but thank you. Guys,
and Steve.
I have a second Newsmic's appearance. I already finished one. They like me apparently, but then it's okay.
Nice. I think we'll be done in like 2 minutes. And Steve with the jewels. Thank you, Steve. And
thank you.
Todd Rathner, who says, do you think this economic war will be more effective than the Cuba embargo, which has gone on for decades? If yes, why? Great show every day, guys. Yes, I do. So keep in mind, it's much easier to suppress a lower population than it is to suppress a greater population. And in addition, the secondary sanctions here, if implemented correctly and in the way that Scott Bessent says, is really what he's saying. It has never been done before, ever.
So yes and no. Yes, because the Iranian people, you have shown what they can do and what they're willing to do against Islamic Republic, and so that's a yes. But no, as in the economic blockade is not enough, and it is possible that it might make the regime fall sooner rather than later, but it is possible that it will take many years without the additional pressure. And the additional pressure is the two missing parts here: arming the Iranian people and killing every single decision maker of the Islamic Republic. Without that, as much as the economic blockade is devastating the Islamic Republic, it will not bring down the regime fast enough, and it could take years, and the Iranian people will suffer. As much as as devastating as the economic blockade is, it needs to add these two elements. You need to, one, untie the hands of Israel and let them cook the way that they know how to cook cutlets. Just unleash the Jews on the jihadis. Unleash the Jews on the jihadis and let them go and take out the first, the third, fourth, fifth, seventh, all the layers of the Islamic Republic. Let them all die. Just do it in a very short amount of time. Don't let there be anybody that could even make decisions. Two, arm the Iranian people, train, and arm the Iranian people under the leadership of Princess of Pahlavi. That's what if you want to not wait for more years for the Islamic Republic to fall, you need to add these two. All right. I should stop talking. I'm going to be late.
No worries. And we just have the jewels here. Let's go through that.
Okay.
Drew Samantha gave us a treat, as well as Fun Sun giving us a treat. And then Kevin decided to give us another trophy cake.
Yes!
So you can see what that looks like
trophy
as well.
Cake. I saw it. It was beautiful. Thank you, Kevin. It was huge.
Interesting.
It was all over the page. Thank you.
And thank you, Kevin.
I'm with Cappy. Not Cappy.
And JJ Auto with the jewels as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Veronica redeemed with our next super chat, who says, today's lyric was from Ebby. I get them from you both.
Oh.
You get them from us both? Let me know what you mean. But thank you, Veronica.
Forest.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, for you. Okay, thank you.
I think so.
Thank you so much, Veronica. We always enjoy those. And Saber Coaching, or Ram, who says, hey guys, managed to catch the end of your show live today. Been dealing with some stuff lately, but still watching bits. Thanks as always, much.
Yeah, we miss you in our group calls. Come back. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, yesterday's show was pretty good. If you want to go and see if the FDD are in line with what we think and say, yesterday's show was pretty good for that. And I think today was actually pretty high quality as well. I'm not going to lie. Thank you so much, Ram. Hope you're doing okay.
Thank you.
And Todd Rathner says, makes sense. Arming the people and economic war. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Remember, one thing on its own can't bring down the Islamic Republic. Everything needs to happen. And thank you so much, Todd, for sending a super chat to confirm that.
Yes. Is there a reason why this guy he's saying Israel funds free abortions on Golan Heights? Was there a reason why he was suppressed? Oh.
He was saying a bunch of stuff, like, I don't know who suppressed them, but yeah, he's just saying a bunch of BS. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
all right, guys, that was
it
is. Yeah, you can say stuff like that.
I want to see their garbage here, but it's okay.
Yeah, the garbage take. Guys, that was us for today. Please like and subscribe to both of our channels, Ali Samani and Liberty Politics. And with that,
don't forget to like. We'll see you same time tomorrow. And until then, I'm Israel Chai. Slava Ukrainian. Cuba Libre. Taiwan GIO. Long live America. Javid Shah. Payende.
Iran.
See you guys.